Okay, so it turns out the dog is actually housebroken and knows how to walk on a leash.
And welcome back to my channel. Here is where I make cheap, easy vegan meals and help you transition into a plant-based lifestyle. I'm going to tell you all about what it's like to adopt a rescue dog, the trials and tribulations that I went through trying to get her. This is little Daisy. She is a rescue from China. She was found on the streets of China. Let's get into it. First, I'm going to tell you about the story about how I got Daisy, and then I'm going to tell you about the things that I wish I knew before getting a dog. I spent ages looking for a dog online. All of them kept being adopted. I would go on the website, apply for a dog, get a message back saying they're gone. So I was so frustrated at this point. I saw a dog named Toot. He was so cute, he was perfect. And then they told me that the dog's actually in China. And what this rescue does is they post the pictures of their dogs with the location of the city that they want them to get adopted in so that people apply for it. Little sneaky, but really smart. They told me that I could pick a different dog because my ex and I were approved to adopt a dog. So I went looking for other dogs through their website. It was Loved at Last Dog Rescue. I'll put their information here. And every time I applied, the dog that I wanted was already adopted. So eventually I got a little bit fed up, and then I went directly to the place that Toot was from in China. So I looked at the dogs that they had at their rescue and not just the ones that Loved at Last Dog Rescue had posted. This is the Shanghai Dog Rescue. I got a little sneaky because they watermark all their pictures of their dogs. So I saw Shanghai Animal at Rescue and did some detective work. I sent Loved at Last a list of like 10 dogs. I was like, I am happy with any of these dogs. Just send me one. I just really want a dog. And they were like, okay, this is Bao Bao. We're gonna send you her. Her name was Bao Bao, now her name is Daisy. They sent me some videos of her. I'll show you the videos that I got in here. And I was like, great, she's so cute. I was a little bit suspicious though because they sent really short videos. I realized later that that's because she had a little bit of a temper. She doesn't bite, but she definitely tells dogs when they're in her personal space, which is fair because the place that we got her from, it was hundreds of dogs just in pens. Like they have to kind of learn how to fend for themselves. Loved at Last Dog Rescue sent us the flight number that she was going to be on, and we looked it up and then realized the flight was showing up the next day, and we're in Victoria, but the dog was arriving in Vancouver, which was an hour drive. We got in the car, we went to Vancouver the next day, and then realized that it was for another day. It just so happens that that flight goes every day. And I was so sad that I didn't get my puppy that day. I cried and my ex got me a bath bomb. I don't know if I still have the video, but if I do, it'll be here.
What did you call this bath bomb, Alex?
It was labeled as help you forget that you couldn't get your puppy today, bath bomb.
And they told us that she wouldn't be here for a month. That gave us lots and lots of time to prep, get leashes, get the cage, get the food. The month after, we get to the airport and you can see at the arrivals, there's all these people standing around with these dog leashes with no dog on them. And then someone from Loved at Last Dog Rescue comes over and says, hey, everyone who's getting a dog today, like come with me. And I think there were 10 other people. So you have to get in the car with the crate of your dog, and they're gonna open it and you're gonna leash it while you're in the car because they don't want the dog to jump out and get hit by a car because they can be really, really scared when you first get them. So we're in the car and the dog won't come out of the crate. Daisy would not come out no matter what we did.
Babies! Oh.
But they were like, she's really, really gentle. She's not biting. She's just really scared. And oh my God, did she smell bad. She was covered in feces and urine. It was really gross. She had matty fur. She's so spoiled now. Look at this. Look at this. She's beautiful. Look at you. You just got a haircut too. You look so good. So she smelled so bad that when we got in the car and had to do our hour drive home, I couldn't do it. Every time he turned the car, a whiff of whatever smells came off of her went into my face, and I was like, nope. So we drove to dog groomers and we're just like, you just need to bathe her. That's all we need. You don't even have to cut her hair yet. We'll get that done as soon as we can, but just bathe her. And we let her out when we got to the ferry because you have to wait to get on the boat, and she actually came out of the crate when there was grass. It wasn't, so I guess it was the environment that made her feel a little bit more safe. So once we got home, she didn't want to come out of the crate. I was so sad.
You like your crate, pretty girl?
I really just wanted to play with my new puppy, but she wanted nothing to do with me. There was once or twice, I shouldn't have done this, but I reached in and I pulled her out just to hug her. The day that she actually came out of her crate was when I was at the gym and it was just my ex-boyfriend at home and she came out to see him, so I was really upset about that. She wouldn't eat anything except for chicken when we first got her.
So she still hasn't barked, but she likes peanut butter. So I tried mixing her food with peanut butter and she's doing all of it. There. She's eating. She's eating some of it. Oh, where are you going?
And I later learned that that's because your dog is actually trying to train you. So if they can get you to feed them whatever they want, and you keep doing it. But what I ended up doing is mixing wet food with her kibble so that she would eat it, and then slowly turning it into more kibble versus wet food.
So my dog straight up destroyed my retainer, which is like $400. So I got her a toy that looked kind of like it. Yeah? You like your toy? Huh? Yeah.
When she got tested at the vet, they actually said she has pancreatitis, so she has to eat certain foods that have less fat in them. My dog is on a vegan blend of food and she hasn't had any episodes of that since I switched her food. Things that trigger it are bone marrow and bacon, and so those things she can't have or else she has bloody diarrhea and bloody vomit and it's really awful. Anyway, she's on a vegan diet. This is the brand that I use. They're omnivorous. You can do your own research, but I've done lots of research and I know that it's perfectly fine for dogs, and she is thriving. And then we had to start training her. So when it came to training, when I first got her, she had this bad habit of biting strangers' ankles. She wouldn't actually bite, but she'd like get really close and wrap her mouth around it just enough so that it was like not okay. I don't know why you did that. And so we met with a dog trainer and she was basically just like, it just takes time. Don't let her go too close to people, like keep her on a short lead. And she also was very fearful of a lot of people. I actually didn't even know she could bark for the first month until my ex brought one of his friends over and she didn't like him at all. Like she was just yapping at him the whole time. And we were like, I didn't know you could bark. So now she has no problem barking. I actually taught her how to speak. Speak. Daisy, speak. We signed up for PetSmart classes and she loved it. She is so good at doing tricks now. She does play dead, high fives, roll over, speak, quiet. She's amazing. I definitely recommend doing PetSmart classes when you get a rescue dog or any dog. You need to train your dog. And it's such a good bonding experience. You guys get to know each other and they learn to trust you and you get to give them treats and they just learn to love you even more. And it's just so nice. And you get to meet other people who are also going through the same thing when it comes to having a new dog and training dogs. It's so weird, like before you get a dog, you go from wanting dogs in your life so badly to then being at dog parks and hanging out with friends who have dogs and your life is just full of dogs. I have a feeling that having kids is probably similar. After about a year was when her nerves kind of subsided. It took a long time for her to just kind of be okay with meeting new people. I remember it was probably like a month or two before she even let a stranger pet her. And I like to dress her up in little outfits because I find that strangers are nicer to her when she's dressed nicely, and that kind of helps her socialize as well. And something I found with rescue dogs is that they're usually pretty good with other dogs unless they're a fight dog or something. Not always, definitely not always. They trust dogs more than they trust people, which is totally fair. So having other dogs around or bring them to dog parks only if you get the okay from the person that you rescued them from or the rescue agency that you got them from. Well, that's the story of how I got my dog. Some things you should know about getting a dog is that it can be hard to get a rescue dog, but don't give up. It's a process. You have to apply for it and they have to approve you. You have to pay for it. They're usually cheaper, but it's worth it. I genuinely believe that rescue dogs actually love you even more than dogs from breeders because they know what it's like to not have someone come home and what it's like to lose somebody, and they learn to really appreciate you. I know that this dog loves me so much. Like when I went through my breakup with my ex, I was crying for days and she saw that, and then one day she just got up and started running around the house and then stopping right in my face and then running again and then stopping in my face again. Like she knew and she was trying to cheer me up. It was the sweetest thing. Wow. Every minute that you put work in to getting them to trust you again is a minute you're gonna get it back in love. Like, they love you so unconditionally. So cost. The cost for getting a rescue dog, mine was $500, everything included, including the flight, all of her vaccines, her getting spayed for them to get spayed or neutered. But later on, she did have some health issues like pancreatitis, which is an issue with her pancreas, obviously. And she got really sick because of fatty food. It's just foods with fat in them. And she started vomiting and pooping blood, and it was the scariest thing of my life. And so that was just a couple $1,000s that I couldn't have planned for, that just, you know, I had to pay for. You should always have money in the bank for a dog, always. I'd say at least have like $5,000 put aside just for any kind of pet emergency, because you don't want to be that person who can't afford to save your dog. I would literally become a stripper so that I could pay for my dog surgery. I don't even care. I would do anything for this dog. So rescue agencies will ask how much money you are able to put aside for the dog, or what your budget is, and we just said there was no budget because there wasn't, and if she needed something we would just do it. So keep that in mind when you get a dog, that there are random expenses. I pay about $80 for her food, and then I have to replace it every couple of months, and it's a really big bag. And then grooming I do maybe every 2 or 3 months because she doesn't shed and her hair gets really long, and that's about $80 every time. So it's not a cheap thing, but they're worth it. Right, Daisy? You're worth it. What else is there? I had a big list of things that I was gonna say, but my computer died and the power is out. Oh, fun fact, when I was doing PetSmart classes, I accidentally sent a nude to our PetSmart teacher's phone. Those PetSmart classes were really awkward afterwards. Anyways, I hope you guys found this video useful, just knowing that someone else has gone through the adoption process and had it be a complete success. If you guys have any questions, definitely comment and let me know what you'd like to know, because I'm more than happy to help. And if you need resources for different dog rescues, comment as well, and I will do everything I can to help you get a little rescue dog, because I'm really passionate about rescues and helping dogs in need, because there's so many dogs that get put down every single day because there is an overpopulation of dogs, which is why it's unethical to be breeding. Why are we breeding when there's hundreds and hundreds of dogs that just get put down because we don't have homes for them? None of it makes any sense. Sending love. And if you like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what kind of video you would like to see next. Bye guys.